Hey guys, welcome back. So this week is going to be quite different again for you. As most of you know, Chloe's recently gone off to university and she's settling in really well. Apparently she's got something called freshers flu. I don't quite know what that is. I think it might be just a really long hangover. I don't know. I'm going to have to look that one up. But while she's settling in, we're going to be doing most of our videos separate from each other. We will be coming back together to do some of our videos together. But for the meanwhile, we're going to be doing most of them separate and different activities. So today, my choice in video is to talk a little bit about myself, and hopefully next week Chloe's going to do the same. Sort of, you know us together, but I'd like you to know us more separately as well, because there's a lot about me that you don't know yet, and a lot about Chloe you don't know yet. We're quite different characters. It's probably why we work so well together, to be quite honest. So to start off with, I'm going to tell you about what I do for work. So I actually run a part-time party business. So most of the stuff we do is we provide character entertainment for children's parties, so we get to dress up as princesses a lot and it's very lovely. I've actually got, not that wardrobe there, but that side of the room, I've got a big wardrobe full of costumes. I've got about 15 wigs in my room as well that I have to pamper every time they need using. But no, we do parties and events for children and families and dress up, and it's great. It helps me get my Disney high as well, although we're not associated with Disney. They're based, a lot of them are based from some of the princess characters from Disney, so I get to get my little Disney high, which is always amazing. So I paint now. I never used to have the patience to paint, and I do a lot of Disney characters and things like that, and canvases and stuff. I've got huge, most of them, I'd say probably about 70% of those films are Disney movies, because I collect them and I love them so much, and I've got really rare Disney art in my room, and it's my chance to be a bit of a kid again in a world where you've got to kind of grow up quite fast, don't you? That's what I do for work. I used to actually, well, I'm still a trained canine behaviourist as well, so up until December last year when I lost my lovely beagle boy Archie, who used to come to work with me, I did actually have a canine behavioural business where I kind of did work similar to a dog whisperer, not quite Susan Milan, but you know, close enough. And I used to do consultations and help people with their dogs with behavioural problems, and it was amazing. I used to love it, and I had my little sidekick there, and I think after losing Arch I didn't really want to do it anymore without him, so I stopped that early this year. But no, my biggest loves are my lovely parents, but my pets. I absolutely love my animals. I've got a dog called Dottie. I've got a wonderful bearded dragon who's still quite new to the family. He's a little baby. I think you've met him before. I'll get pictures of them in the corners here for you. And I've got 2 cats as well. So I love my animal company. It keeps me sane, I think. I used to be fairly antisocial. I've had a fair few years, about 6-7 years of really bad health problems, and up until 2 years ago I had a feeding tube in my nose, so it sort of went in my nose and down to my stomach, and that was to manage some of my health issues, and when that all started up I was quite antisocial. So I've got a lot better now, and I think this YouTube channel has really helped as well with getting me to talk to new people and more people, and sort of start to go out a bit more socially as well, because I think maybe I didn't as much as I probably should. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie as well. I did a skydive in 2016. I raised over £1,000 for a charity called Dogs for Good, and they help train dogs for people with mental and physical disabilities. So I did a skydive for them, and I'm hoping to do one again early next year, preferably. So we will see how that goes. I love amusement parks. I love really, really big scary roller coasters. Apparently I like fast driving. I have a little Fiat 500, and I also have one of those smart boxes, so I think I'm a pretty good driver and a pretty safe driver. But apparently I drive like Cruella de Vil, according to my parents and my mates. I get everyone there safely, I get them there in time. So I don't really know about that. Apparently I'm a boy racer in a Fiat 500, which I can imagine must be quite amusing to look at. I love horror films. I absolutely love horror films, to the point I probably watch too many now that I can't find any that actually scare me. I went to see The Nun the other day because I love the whole Conjuring series. I absolutely love Conjuring, Annabelle, all of them. I thought they were just brilliant, spot on what a horror film should be. And went to see The Nun the other day, and the scariest part was how long it went on for. It was absolutely outrageous. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. I did contemplate doing her for Halloween, but you know, a scary version. That's another thing. Halloween, favourite time of year, absolutely love it. Love the decorations, love the fancy dress, scary fancy dress, love the everything about it. The music, where you get to put cheesy music on that you can't any other time of year. You know, Monster Mash, perfect. Thriller, amazing, love it. And yeah, we do Halloween so well in the Harker household as well. We have really good Halloween parties, decorations are always on point. Everyone gets hammered except for me, because I don't really drink. Not through choice, because the medications I'm on and that, unfortunately can't. But I watch everyone else get pissed, which is amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love food. Although I did have my feeding tube, that wasn't due to a mental health problem. It wasn't to do with any issues I had with body image. It was the fact that I actually physically couldn't keep my food down. But now that's a fair amount better and a lot more manageable, and I'm on a lot of anti-sickness now, and I absolutely love food. In particular, things like this, really, really naughty. If you like things like pub pork crackling, go to M&S and get these bad boys, because they are amazing. One of my pet peeves is loud eaters, but they're allowed to, the only foods you're allowed to be a loud eater with is probably pork crackling and sweet corn, because you can't not be loud with sweet corn, like corn on the cobs. Always makes a slushy sound. But one of my pet peeves is loud eaters, and I will be that person that will just stare them down until they shut the fuck up. Absolutely hate it. Makes me really, really angry. But I have a friend, really, really lovely girl, who manages to make the most noise when she eats, even though her mouth is shut. I really don't know how she does it. And she's not a rude eater, like she's eating how she should be eating, but somehow she still seems to be really loud. She knows exactly who she is, and yeah, oh my god, it drives me crazy. She stayed with me for a while recently, and I think I just stared her down the entire time she would eat. Poor thing. So some of you know, I think I've said in a video before, I think it might have been the Would You Rather one, said about my issue with the skin on the end of your elbows. It's called a weenus. Now, if you're somebody that's really dehydrated and you get a really, really baggy weenus, I can't even touch my own weenus. I cannot do it. Makes me want to. Wait 1 second. Somebody wants to come out and say hi. Back to weenuses. Anyone that has a really dehydrated weenus, I cannot touch elbows. I cannot touch elbows at all. I remember being at school and I let drop to some of my friends that it freaks me out, and I think a few hours later they all came along, like sort of all crowded around me, and they held me down, and one of my mates, who was a very dehydrated person by the looks of it, had a weenus sort of got pulled down to about here, and he tried to put it in my mouth. He tried to put his weenus in my mouth, and I couldn't handle it, and oh my god. Oh, hate it. Absolutely hate it. And it's never gone away, and I don't know what it is about it. God forbid if I get scratches on my weenuses. If I've, like, as a kid, if I used to fall over and scratch my elbows. Oh, don't like it. Don't like it at all. Another thing is little holes. So it sounds really, really weird. Weenuses and little holes. There's something, I think it's called trypophobia. I'm not sure, some of you might have heard of it. But if you type in lotus pod phobia online, it's to do with little holes sort of organised. sounds really, really strange, but something about it triggers just something insane in my head, and it physically makes me feel sick. I can't look at things like honeycomb and I mean lotus pods are probably the worst, or if people have like holes in their skin. I think it must be from being a bit freaked out by things like maggots and bugs and stuff, and the fact that they can pop out. I used to watch sort of documentaries as a kid with my mum, and I used to watch I Was Bitten, I think it was called, and they had an episode on that where somebody had got a parasite gone onto their skin and it came out of their arm and made little holes, and I think it must be that. I've got a lot better, I think, since I've had my bearded dragon, because I have to deal with a lot of bugs now, and I feel like the problem might have been bugs. So hopefully that's all sorted now. I don't know. Wiener scissors never gone though. I've got a list here of stuff that I could go through. One thing that I think is quite funny, and it's a story from fairly recently as well, is earlier last year I applied for First Dates, you know, the programme on Channel 4, I think it's Channel 4, not sure. First Dates, they do First Dates Hotel now. So I applied for that online quite a while ago, and at the end of last year I actually went for an interview in London for it. So it's like the interview before the TV interview, and I think on my application I wrote about my health issues and that, because they ask about things like that, and I think they expected me to go in and have a bit of a sob story and be feeling a bit sorry for myself because it's all quite dramatic for the TV, and I'm really hoping this is the reason why, because I didn't give them that. I mean, I'm 20 years old, been single for quite a while, but like, how tragic can it really be? I'm 20, it's not exactly that bad, is it? But I kept emailing them saying, have you got a match yet? Am I meant to be doing it? What's going on? Because they you know, they made it sound very promising. And I actually got an email back saying, we're so sorry, but out of all our thousands of applicants, we can't find a single person to match with you. I was kind of a little bit gobsmacked, and I read over it again, and it was them saying, we can't find anyone to suit you. So I could take that one of two ways. I could take that, yeah, you're a bit of a nutter, no one's going to want to be with you, or it could be that no one's good enough. So I'm going to take it that way, or that they wanted the sub-story and I didn't give it to them, so we'll see. But I'm not sure I'm going to hear back from them again. Never mind. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I think we should do more things like this. I'm going to do a couple of videos with some of my other close friends as well, bring them into it, and maybe they can tell you a few bits about me, which would be interesting. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Press that little bell so you get a notification for all of our videos, and hopefully the video next week will be of Chloe talking about herself a little bit and about her passions, etc. Yeah, so thanks for watching guys, and I hope you've enjoyed it.